still January 20th. My room is a mess. There's like papers everywhere. A couple things. I was sitting with that dream a little bit more. And I just wanted to record on it some more because I remembered some other things, and I remembered there were some other points of awareness as I was sitting with it some more. Realizations, really. So there, it is symbolic there, because I was thinking about more of the details, and I was like, oh, it was symbolic. There was symbolism in it. Even as I was remembering how I described it. So there was, I don't know how to explain it. The emotional impact seemed farther away. It seemed farther away, and it reminded me of that other dream of when I where there was some chaos. I think I have to go back and listen to it, but it was where my family was coming to me. They were coming to me because they were afraid, and there was a group of people that were kind of going into hiding almost, and they came to me and almost like wanting me to reassure them that everything was going to be okay. And there was this knowing within me, like I didn't know if it was going to be okay, but I knew I just needed to tell them that everything was going to be okay. It felt like that dream in terms of it being distant, farther out. So then that's when I realized, okay, this is a further out dream. That's probably why the emotional connectedness wasn't strong, but enough to where the storyline was familiar, like the stories were familiar. So there was a scene before the political part. There was another scene about therapy, and there was a young clinician, and she was trying to be transparent. There's rules for a reason with self-disclosure in therapy, because we need to balance how it's used, but not just that, the element of transparency. Anyways, I only have 3 minutes worth of footage that I can capture before I need to change out my memory thing. The therapist was prematurely being transparent, and she was stuck, and I just saw her, and I'm like, and I could see right through her, and I could see her wounds. That was the thing, like I could see her wounds, and I knew you're doing it prematurely. Like so there was an element of me knowing, seeing the clinician and saying that's not how to use it. Like you're using it prematurely and you still need healing. That was the main thing. Like you still need healing. The political scene, there was a lot of symbolism. There was the shift. There were what I saw were our presidents now and vice president, but there was a shifting motion. So I was just seeing their faces. And there was a shifting going on, like a replacement. There was a replacement going on. And we were in a very formal office. And the replacement, that older couple from the end, they were there. But they were younger. They were still old. They were still older. But a younger, older version of them in the office. And like the shifting of the power. It was interesting because I'm just like, one, I immediately thought they're white because they're light skinned. The couple was light skinned, and that's what stood out for me, and it tripped me out because the shift that was occurring in this formal office, I could see like more of that tribal, like Native American influence, very earthy influence in this formal office, where the politicians were being like shifted out or exchanged, or there was just a shift in power. And it was this older couple. It was being replaced with this older couple, and they had like this Native American, like I could see animal, like it just the feeling the impression that I got was just very tribal, very earth, connected to earth. The image looks very like 70-ish, hippie-ish type of feel to it. In terms of the symbolism, because it was more symbolism. And it didn't dawn on me until I was reflecting on that last scene, the older couple, and I could see their wrinkles. Like I can't see their faces very well, but the body. And then I realized it's the same older couple. They're older when the shift is occurring, but they're much older at the end. And I think they're in their home. But it's desert. Like there's this feeling of desert. So anyways, it's starting to flash. So I realized it's the same couple. Just they're way older in the last image that I saw. And they were just laying out in the sun. And then it reminded me about home. And realizing I can make home wherever I want. Like that was a realization that I had too with that dream was, oh, I remember what it was like living in the desert. And I love the desert nights, like in the evening, at nighttime, because you could see all the stars and it just, it's so beautiful. And I just remembered, I'm like, oh, that felt good. That felt good being in the desert. And it just reminded me because I lived in the desert for a while. And just remembering how it felt. And then hi, my name is Yubi, and in case you haven't figured it out, this footage is capturing my experience as I learn to navigate my personal spiritual awakening. I am learning that this experience is unique to each one of us. In whatever way we believe we are embracing living our truth, this just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, documenting my experience, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself, and really inviting you along for the ride. If by some magical chance you find this content to be helpful in any way, shape, or form, please click the like button, share the message, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have an Instagram account, a personal one, and one specifically for this channel that you're more than welcome to check out. I'm an open book. I have also created t-shirt designs. I'm wearing my favorite one right now, which is the North Node design, but I have that and other things that you can look at inspired by this process and journey, and I have the link in the description box as well as in the about section of my YouTube channel. So you're more than welcome to check those items out. Any type of support is great. Again, if you find this content really helpful or meaningful, sometimes when we take that step and be vulnerable, with showing what's inside our hearts and what's really our truth, and we realize that we're much more connected than what we thought we were. And so I hope that as I'm living this experience, and that you find some type of truth for yourself, or find some type of ability to heal in some way just by relating, just by knowing that you're not alone. That really has been my goal with this process, not just being able to connect with others, but really for my own healing. It's definitely been a therapeutic experience and a very creative one for myself. So I thank you, and I wish you all the best, and we'll see what else comes next for me.